Hi, everybody. Dan here. Wanted to offer you a little instruction for this week's asynchronous work. Basically, when you're not in class, we don't have Zoom calls as we do typically on Monday and Thursday. You have what's called asynchronous time, or time when you're not connected to your class directly. So you could call it homework, you could call it classwork. We call it asynchronous work. So here is your asynchronous work that is due on Thursday, October 1st. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to Classroom, like so, and here we are, the Octopus Garden, and you want to move down to HYPERDOC 1. HYPERDOCs are basically a Google slideshow that is offering you links to different activities, and it's basically you always go back to the HYPERDOC, because HYPERDOC is basically the instructions on how to do everything. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So when you make sure you read the title, look at the due date, make sure you read the instructions. If you don't read the instructions, you may not do well. So if you're a remote learner, you have to be able to read and follow through, and maybe, keep an amazing planner like I do. All right. So what does it say? Open the screencast video. Well, I'm making that right now. I'm going to post this so you can watch it to see how to do this. Then you're going to open the Google Slides HYPERDOC 1. What's the relationship of coral and climate change? Yes, fabulous question. And what it's going to look like is you're going to open it up, and the first thing you're going to do is you are going to see this. Okay, there you are, before and after. And I'm going to move now to the next slide. Learning targets. Learning targets, basically, these are the things you should be able to do by the end of the lesson. So be aware of those, read them, get them in your brain. You'll have an expectation now what you're going after, therefore you're likely to do better. Then you have an essential question. This is what's going to guide the entire asynchronous activity. What evidence supports the cause of coral bleaching is in fact climate change? So we're looking at evidence to support this claim. First thing you're going to do is you're going to go to this slide, and you want to figure out, what does climate change mean to you? What are some possible causes? You're going to open up the Jamboard. If you know how Jamboard works, it's basically a group brainstorm sticky note program. To do it, you simply click on the sticky note, type in your idea, and you are good to go. Shoot for a couple of them. That's great. Please don't add more slides. Just do it all on one slide. Then when you're done, as always, like I said, the HYPERDOC is your friend. Go back to the HYPERDOC. Then you have this thing called Explore. And to do a lot of our work today is you're going to open up this thing called Note Taker. Note Taker is in fact one of the documents in the assignment. So it is right here. Climate Change and Note Taker. So your Note Taker, basically, it's your note set for the week, and it's stuff that you're going to add on from your work, and it's all going to go on here. So you're going to use this a lot today doing this. And what you're going to do, once you open that, you're going to open up the NASA website regarding evidence for climate change. Specifically on this site, which is remarkable, NASA, National Association for Atmospheric Sciences, using the evidence. You're going to look at some data sets. What's the story? Then specifically read some background, and then you want to focus on the evidence for rapid climate change. And in fact, we're looking at 9 possible factors. So what you do is, after you look at that site, you are going to, what I would recommend, in fact, use the Note Taker and describe the 9 ways that we know global climate change is occurring. Write in each piece of evidence and then explain them. I recommend explain in your own words to activate your brain. Don't copy and paste. That's weak. After that, go back to, like I said, the HYPERDOC. Watch these 2 videos about climate change, and then you're going to open up a slide show that you're going to look at just to give you more background in climate change. It's pretty well done. After that, you're going to record 10 facts that you learned in the Note Taker. Literally write them out in your own words. Make them strong. You need to master this. This is one of the most important problems we're going to face in your lifetime and mine. So I highly recommend jumping both feet into this. Next thing, when you're done, you are going to do the gizmo. I know I tried to sign this to you last week, but it didn't work. I figured it out. You just have to go through a certain pathway. So to open the gizmo, what you need to do is open up this thing called Rock Connect. So Rock Connect is basically the apps and applications that the district is offering you for free. You want to find this one we call Gizmo. If you can't, you can also just type in Gizmo on the top box. And when you open that link up, very slowly, you are going to go, I think it should probably bring you right to our class. You're going to use this thing called coral reef abiotic factors. When you click on that, you simply launch the gizmo. Now, to help you with this, you also need, this is important, you need to use this thing called the inquiry sheet. And basically what this is like a note sheet to allow you to follow through and do a lab investigation on this big question. What variables impact coral health and biodiversity? So you're going to follow this with the help of the gizmo. Now, how does a gizmo work? Well, I turn it on, I make it full screen. Basically what you do is you tweak different variables. Here we have ocean conditions, land use, fishing, disease, and invasive species. I'll look at ocean conditions. You can tweak different variables. Little news flash, ocean temperature, not a bad idea, okay? And you can also advance things in years to see how things respond. And you can also look at data sets to allow you to see how things are responding, okay? You can also get a summary of the conditions that are there. So you want to play with that, tweak around with that, and you're going to use this to help you follow through with this assignment, okay? Again, when you're done, I recommend turning it in. Then what? Well, go back to here. Add your conclusion ideas from the gizmo into the note taker. Like I said, it all goes back into note taker. Put those ideas in. Literally, you can take them right from the bottom of your gizmo worksheet. Again, go back to HYPERDOC, last page. In your note taker, do number 1 and number 2 right there. Do your best with that. When you're done, I recommend turning that note taker in, and you are finished. I'm going to sign this Monday. You will want to have this done by Thursday, October 1st, right before class, because we do want to be able to use it to discuss. Remember, you can always find me via Remind if you want to use your phone. You can find me if you have a specific question during the workday. I also have office hours 1:30 to 3:30 on Wednesday, but to have an appointment, you need to make one. So you need to connect with me and tell me when you can meet at that time, because I do have other classes and I have students are competing to meet with me during office hours. So do it sooner than later. Thank you. You may want to rewatch this. I know it's a lot. Just take your time. It's all very obvious what to do, and it is all right there on Classroom to help you. Okay, good luck to you, and I'll see you.